Every winning team needs a strong coach, a solid game plan, and players who know their roles. In Georgia, the executive branch of the state government is like your favorite sports team. And leading that team, that's the governor, with backup from the lieutenant governor and a full roster of support agencies. The governor is like the head coach of Team Georgia. They lead the team, call the plays, and make sure the state is running smoothly. But before someone becomes head coach, they have to qualify for the job. To be governor of Georgia, a person must be at least 30 years old, a U.S. citizen for 15 years, and a Georgia resident for at least 6 years. In Georgia, a governor can only serve 2 back-to-back 4-year terms. That's a maximum of 8 years in a row. After that, they have to sit out for at least 4 years before they can rejoin the team. Now meet the lieutenant governor, the assistant coach. They have the same job qualifications as the governor, but here's the twist. They can serve as many 4-year terms as voters allow. That means no term limits. So that's all you need to qualify. But what do these jobs actually do? As head coach, the governor makes some major calls. They propose new laws, suggest the state's budget, sign or veto bills, appoint key agency leaders, and call special sessions when the team needs to regroup. They also fill empty seats in the Georgia legislature, known as the General Assembly, and even in the U.S. Senate if needed. Each year, the governor gives a State of the State address, kind of like a locker room pep talk, to lay out the strategy for the year ahead. And when new bills come up from the General Assembly, the governor gets the final play call. Sign it, veto it, or let it become law automatically. In emergencies, the head coach steps up big time. The governor is in charge of the Georgia National Guard and state law enforcement, making fast decisions to protect Georgia's people. It's a big job, and that's why we as citizens need to choose our head coach wisely. Now let's take a look at the assistant coach, Georgia's lieutenant governor. While the governor runs the executive branch, the lieutenant governor leads the state senate. They call senate meetings to order, assign senators to committees, break tie votes, and step in if the governor can't finish their term. Of course, even great coaches can't do it alone. They need a strong support staff. In Georgia, there are 6 key agencies led by officials that voters elect. The Secretary of State, who oversees elections and registers businesses and nonprofits in the state. The Attorney General. This is Georgia's main lawyer. They help give legal advice to the executive branch. The State School Superintendent. This person is in charge of Georgia's public schools and education system. The Commissioner of Agriculture. They help promote and protect Georgia's farming industry and check businesses like grocery stores, plant nurseries, and food factories. The Commissioner of Insurance. They make sure insurance companies are following state laws and work on fire safety. And the Commissioner of Labor, who oversees unemployment benefits, makes sure workplaces are safe, and helps Georgians find jobs. Each of these officials serves a 4-year term, just like the governor and lieutenant governor. That makes 8 top officials that Georgia voters choose for the executive branch. But the executive branch's roster goes even deeper. Other important departments include the Department of Transportation, the Department of Economic Development, the Department of Natural Resources, the Department of Public Safety, the Public Service Commission, the Department of Revenue, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the Georgia Forestry Commission, the Department of Juvenile Justice, the Board of Regents, the Department of Corrections, and the State Board of Pardons and Paroles. Together, they carry out the plays, enforcing laws and running services that affect all Georgians. So, when you think about Georgia's executive branch, picture a powerful coaching team with one goal: keeping the state running smoothly and fairly for everyone. And remember, you help choose the coaches by voting when you're old enough, because every team needs smart, informed fans cheering and choosing who leads the way.